Hey, beautiful people. How are you? How is everyone doing? I'm here in Las Vegas, Nevada, for the first time ever in Las Vegas. It's hot. It's hot as fuck over here. Yeah, it's been pretty hot. Like, you can't even go outside. That's how ridiculously hot it is. Like, you go out and you get burned. Yeah. But I'm here for the UFC fights. I went to see Joe Rogan and Dave Chappelle yesterday, and it was awesome. Very cool. Had a good time. And I brought the MPC Live 2 with me, so sadly this is not mine. And also sorry for like the crappy quality, nothing fancy, no overhead shots today, nothing. But you guys already know, you gotta do what you gotta do. And I thought, hey, why not do a live stream? It's been a while. It's been a couple months since we did a live stream. Got a couple minutes, so let's do it. MPC Live 2, I brought it to me on the plane. I thought it was decent, but it's really big, because I didn't really like check in a bag or anything, so I just had my backpack. So like with my clothes and everything else, like it was big. Getting my bag under the chair, it wasn't happening. But it was awesome. Like I just jammed. There was like an overnight flight, but I was just spending the jamming, and it was chill. Very, very cool. I know like I've had like my ups and downs with the NPC world. I'm known as an NPC hater at some point. Because like the new ones, like I tried the live maybe like 4 years ago. It's been a while since I've messed with the live, and I was really like against the touchscreen. And what I've come to learn with like the NPC live, like you can't escape the touchscreen. Like yes, you can. There's buttons. There's buttons that kind of help you like navigate through things, but there's certain things that like you have to use the touchscreen. So like not having like a cursor or anything that can, like, you have this big thing right here that like lets you select certain things, but not to the point where it's like, okay, I'm just gonna go up and down with this thing and move through the menus however I want to. Yeah, so I feel like once you get past that, like, okay, this thing works around a touchscreen, like there's no getting around to it, there's a lot of cool things that you can do with it. All right. One of my gripes, I guess, already are like many. I wish there was just a quick like load last project. Like I feel like just to find my project, there's a lot I gotta do. And I know that like you can set up the main menu so it doesn't like have that grid of stuff when you first turn it on, and like it uploads like your last project, I think. But I haven't set that up yet. Anyway, so yeah. So let me see. Let's try to find something, right? Something that I was working on. Like I said, like I hate looking for my stuff. Like, oh, where did I save this into? I feel like once you get a little more organized with it, it shouldn't be too bad. So let's see. Browse, my files, projects. Like there's so many menus that you have to get through just to like find your last project. I'm probably doing it wrong, so just a heads up. All right, the speaker. So like this was kind of like the main thing that sold me on this thing, because like it kind of puts it in like OP1 category if you think about it. I don't know why I can't see the chat. Hold up. Why can't I see the chat? Yeah, I don't know. That's whack. I'm sorry, guys. I can't read your messages. Anyways, okay, so it's loading right now. Obviously the project is kind of big, so it's gonna take a minute to upload. But the speaker, then we have a button somewhere for the speaker, and it also doesn't pop like when you turn it on and off. Like I thought that like, okay, so since it has an on off button, maybe they did that because it's gonna like pop when you turn it off, but no, it's just there. Let's turn our full level on. Also, let's see. We go to our tracks. We turn this up a bit. The speaker is really good. By the way, this is for my new sample pack, the Shahi Baja. I just got a Shahi Baja. If you don't know what that is, it's like this crazy, beautiful Indian, like emperor instrument or something, like magic emperor instrument or something like that. Royal instrument, that's the word I'm looking for. The royal instrument, the Shahi Baja. Check it out, dollarsjamming.com. You can pick up those sample packs there. So one of the cool things that I am liking about this, because like you guys know that I work with Machine Plus, and hold on. Let me see if I can like, yeah, I don't know. This is so lame. I wish I could chat with you guys. See, this is what happens when you do it like ghetto and not with OBS. I'm sorry. Okay, but I'm just going to keep going anyways because, you know, we're here. All right, so I've been working on this beat on the airplane. And I do like how I'm kind of liking it. You know, like I do have my things that I don't like about it. One of the things that I do like about it compared to the machine is like the song mode. Even though I don't really use song mode, what I mean is like how easy it is to like build a song, because like on the machine there's so many things. Like you got clips, you got the arranger, there's just way too many like methods to just make a linear song. And that I think the MPC really did nail down. So, and the buttons are kind of laid out for performance. So like there's this button right here that says next sequence. And it really allows you to like build up on your song. I remember one of my complaints years ago when I first had the live. Also, another big complaint was like, well, my main complaint with the live was that it crashed on me. Like I bought one, it came defective, returned it. Got another one, came defective too, returned it. So that experience like definitely like pushed me away from the live. But I also always heard people like, hey, I've never had that problem with my live. So it was definitely like a bad batch that was out there. This one hasn't crashed yet, so it's changed my mind a bit. All right. What you're hearing right now, that's the metronome. You can turn that off. Yeah. So yeah, basically, I mean, tell me that dope wasn't pretty beat. That dope wasn't pretty beat. Yeah, I'm really liking it. It was cool to like be able to build up a song and just be like, okay, I'm just not gonna put my drums over here. I'm not gonna, I'm gonna remove this and this because like, again, I love the machine and I love sampling on the machine. So like, this isn't really sampling. I brought my samples into this thing because it definitely is, a lot more tedious than just setting up your samples online. By the way, I'm trying to get this YouTube app on my phone. Isn't that funny? I don't have the YouTube app on my phone. To be able to chat with you guys, because that's the whole point of the damn thing, right? What we doing? What the hell we doing, Jade? All right. What we doing? What the hell we doing, Jade? There she is. All there right. She is. Okay. All right. So yeah. So the pads, I prefer still the machine pads because like, I don't know, they're softer. They feel like better. They're wider also. But yeah, the workflow, I don't know. It's kind of growing on me. Let's say hi to you guys. How are you guys? By the way, the chat is subscriber only. So, if you're not a subscriber, you can't chat. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. So I have my sequences laid out. And one of the cool things is that like each sequence is like independent of what you're doing if you're not in a project. So like if you have a project for track 1, I mean if you have like a program, if you have a program for track 1 and you change something on track 2, if you change the program on track 2, it's going to affect it. But if you change the sequence or anything else, it's not going to affect it. So for example, on our sequence number 1, we just have that sample. Like, and then over here, we have the drums, the Shahi Baja, and a bass. And like those little like no repeats that you hear, like if you can do those on like things like the Octatrack and anything else. But the cool thing about it is that like you have to use the touchscreen. That's, you know, I'm still like, I hate touching the touchscreen, but that's how you move around. All right. Okay, so over here, like we have our pad bank, but we also have like a few other things that are useful. So if you hold the note repeat, you can get those type of. So like that's pretty cool because you can record that, like overdub it into your actual track. So like I can have that on just track 2, on my sequence 2, and then change over to sequence 3 and do something else, something different. And then we also have the 16 levels. It definitely, like, you know, takes away from the quality of the sample. But it's useful to have. With my sample pack that I made, I sampled every single note individually, so just sounds a lot more richer. You know, you get those richer tones. Like you're not going to get those type of tones when you're using like the 16 levels. So, you know, they're there, they're useful. Let me play back that track again, and then we can check out how the bass sounds. Another cool thing is obviously the XY effects. I wish that on the XY effects, you could use these knobs as like, let's say, for example, like 404. Like, you know, these are like high hopes. Like, I know, guys, I know they're, you know, they're not listening. They never listen. Who knows? Maybe they do, because that would be awesome. Imagine if these 4 knobs gave us like control of all our effects in the way that like SPS 404 does, because like, yes, it's there, but you can't really customize them anything. So like you get what you get. Yes, there's like different presets, you know, you got the high pass, the low pass, but it would be cool if you could just be like, hey, I'm just over here performing and I'm not over here clicking things. So like the XY pad goes this way. This is what it does. I'm gonna show you. Like you can get like those. You really have to like learn to time these things properly, because if not, it's gonna sound cool. So I found the best like 404 emulation. It occurs over here to the top right. So we got. So it's cool to get to like that menu. You have to press shift and sequence. Another cool thing that I would like to see on here is if they would like, I don't know, if they would double, like if you did double click, if you do double click, it takes you to the menu. Like, you know, like next sequence is the normal button. And then if you shift and press it, that's how you get to the XY effects. You know, it would be cool if you could just be like, boom, boom, double click, and it takes you there. And sometimes it does, like it's set up to do that with certain menus, but sometimes it doesn't work. Like sometimes it'll take me 3 clicks. So like that kind of kind of like throws the vibe when you're just trying to like go from one sequence, perform, and then go back to another sequence. It would also be cool if like you could, I don't know, maybe I'm like just, you know, giving them ideas, because like this has potential. This has potential. That's what I'm checking it out. But it could definitely be better, like with everything. So like, okay, let's say, wouldn't it be cool if like, let's say I held, I don't know, wouldn't it be cool if like you could program certain buttons to do certain things? Because there's a lot of stuff that I don't use. And I also use the looper. And I wish I could just like, I don't know, set up some type of shortcut. But anyways, so like, how cool would it be if I like press shift and like that took me to the menu and then I let go? It's kind of like the machine workflow. Like, I'm a machine girl. But the speaker, like, how is it sounding? Let me know, guys, because like this is a very ghetto setup that we have right now. Just my laptop with the speaker. So let me know how it sounds. In person, it sounds really good. You know, like, I've been, not gonna lie, like the machine hasn't been getting much love this past 2 weeks that I've had this thing. Like the battery, you know, like I feel like right now everything has to be battery powered. If you're competing with a computer, with a laptop, it has to be battery powered, because like, what's the point? So, you know, that's one of the pros of this thing, that like the speaker, and it is big. At first I'm like, this is cheesy, but then I'm like, you know, that kind of makes them like old Casios, because like that's the thing that draws me to old Casios. Just being able to grab it and, you know, put it on my lap. And I say I do that, but I don't do it as often as I say, because you still have to get those big ass batteries for the Casios, and they last like 2 hours. So I use this little adapter with my Casios that powers it, but then that's still like an extra adapter. And yes, you could get the adapter for the Machine Plus, plug it into the little thing, but that's just extra things that you have to bring. So like not having to bring anything, like the path of least restriction, if you don't know about that, you know, it's like the easiest way for you to get to doing something. I don't have like a lot of time to just like, hey, I'm gonna make some music. Let me like sit down, turn everything on. Like as soon as you're about to like sit down and make music, something goes wrong, and it's like, God damn it, now I gotta go. With this, is like, oh, I'm gonna just grab this, sit on my couch, you know, whatever. So that's been cool about it. Yeah, so the sounds on it, because like that's one of the things that a lot of people talk about. The machine expansions are really good. The sound, the expansions on here, they're not near anywhere as good as the machine samples. I don't know, maybe whoever programmed this made it more like techno-y and electronic-y and housey. That's kind of what I feel like it's full of. And whoever programmed the machine really had like other type of vibes going on. But right now we get 3 synth parts, I guess. They're not the most terrible sounding, but you know, nothing fancy. Let me see. Let's do track 9. We're going to, that's our hip hop kit. Let me add another program. Also, like when you're adding a program, sometimes the plus button doesn't like work for me. So like, you know, I don't know what's up with that. You know, little things. All right, so we're going to program 3, plugin. That's our tube synth. Let me find like a, another thing that bothers me about this, because like they do have the what's it called? The pad perform. Okay, so like if I go to menu and I press pad perform, let me like find a better sound, because yikes. All right. Who are these sounds for? Let me do the keyboard, because that's just a little too wild. It's too early for all that. Okay. Let's see. Plug in. Like, I don't want to mess anything up on this program. And like, look, it's happening now. I'm pressing and nothing's happening. All right. Because, you know, I'm liking this beat. I wanna record it. Okay, there we go. Better. See, like, they don't need, I don't know, man. These sounds are, with any sampler, it's really what you feed into it. Like, if you don't have good samples, you're just gonna be like scrolling through whatever is on here. Yeah, I feel like the native people really did a better job with like the libraries and stuff and the sound selection. But as you saw, like, those are my sounds. So like, you have to load them. You have to, if you're going to use a sampler, you have to have good sounds. It's not like a synth or groovebox that makes its own sounds. Okay, so we have this keyboard, and this is one of my gripes. So I was saying they have a pad perform mode that allows you to set like chromatic scale. Allows you to set scales, like different scales, like you do on the machine. So if you don't have an external keyboard, which I don't right now, you can play the scales. Hold on, let me do notes. Okay, so this is my gripe. If I'm on this mode, these buttons, yes, they move me around my octaves. Right now, I'm on B. So, but if I go to main, it changes it. So like, if I'm working on something, I have to remember, oh, I'm on this one. If I go over here, then like it's too much like jumping around from menu to menu. The place where the scales are needs an update, because the scales on the machine just make it really easy to just come up with different ideas. With this one, it's kind of like an afterthought. Let me drink some water because I'm dying in this heat. Somebody asked, hey, you tried the MPC X. How is this any different? The MPC X, okay, so here's my gripe with the whole Akai thing. When they made this software, they pretty much focused on people using it on the live. Like whoever was over there programming this software did it on a live, okay? Because yes, the MPC X has all those extra buttons, but there's so many buttons that don't do, like, there's so many like unfinished menus, like it's ridiculous. Like you go to the menu and you have to use the touchscreen, even though there's buttons like to move around. Like I just want to be able to like move around without having to use the touchscreen. So whoever made it focused on the live. So honestly, even though that the X is big and like, it has a lot of extra stuff and extras, I feel like the best one out of all of them right now is definitely the 2. And also, look at this color, yo. Like this is fresh. I'm thinking I like it more because of like the white. It just looks like so clean, and yeah, that's definitely a plus for it. But yeah, what sold me on it, why I think this one is better than all the other ones, is because of the speaker and again the battery. The X is just huge. Like I wouldn't have been able to do this stream with the X because it's like massive. All right, so here we are. Let's finish this and move on to a different song. Oh no, we were looking at the sound. So yeah, so playing, like you can, I don't know, they sound a little, some are decent. If you get a keyboard, it's definitely a different vibe. Another cool thing about it, I haven't tried it, but I want to, you can do Bluetooth with the keyboard. So like, if the latency isn't like ridiculous, like that's kind of cool. So I might try that out. And not all the sounds are bad. Like, don't take that as like the only thing you get from this video that sounds are bad. Because over here in this sequence, I'm using some of the strings in the back. Oh no, you see what happened? You see what happened? I messed with something and it messed with my sequence. See, that's not the sound I had. So luckily we have these this undo and redo button. So, that's convenient. Let's see how far we can go back. Nope. Oh, maybe it's not. Maybe it won't go back. Undo. There we go. So whatever that sound is, like that sounds pretty good. Let me see where it's at. Yeah, like I don't want to mess up. I think it's this one. Yeah, like getting to the notes is a pain in the butt to like the note that you want to get to. So it has some decent sounds. You just have to like, scroll through them. like building a song is another skill that comes with time, because like knowing when to remove the bass, when to remove the hats, when to come in, when to come in. When to bring all the other stuff in. And then we also have like our mutes. And the cool part about the mutes is that you set them up per sequence. So like they're not universal. So that's actually how you build a song. So at first, I know one of the things that I complained about it was the mutes didn't work on audio tracks. But the more I'm using it, I'm realizing that they don't want you to really use the audio tracks that much. Like it mostly revolves around the clips. I mean, the MIDI like programs. I guess they're called clips. I don't know. But yeah, so building a song is really easy to just be like, okay, I'm on my first sequence. I don't want these drums. I don't want this. I don't want that. On my second sequence, I don't want this. I don't want that. But not only that, you can change things within the program, like add extra notes, do other things and stuff like that. All right. Jade, have you tried the Force? I sold my ex and got the Force. Never looked back. What? Are you serious, dude? I don't know. The Force was like my least favorite. What? I don't know. Maybe they've updated it. My thing with the Force, this is the main reason that I gave no chance to the Force. When you do an audio loop on the Force, it doesn't automatically fade the beginning and end. So like if you have like a longer style loop, like, you know, something with like a long release, or like you're playing something and it's sustained, or, I mean, not even like, I felt like every time I try to use it as a looper, which is what they advertise it as, I would always get that little pop at the end, like, and even the OP1 has an automatic fade. So like, kind of, I mean, it's better than it was with the last update they did a couple years ago that fixed that. But I messaged them and I'm like, hey, you know, like, how do I get around this, you know? And their response was like, oh, that's just the way it is. And I'm just like, oh, okay, well then, no, thank you. Another thing that like you guys have to keep an eye, like, because you guys know I buy and sell gear all the time. Something that's important is to see like the price of gear. Like this is how you know if a gear is not so good. If you're seeing a lot of that specific item for sale and the price is very low, it's probably not a good sign. Okay, so like, you know, just go to eBay, Reverb, whatever. See how many Forces there are. Is there a lot? Let me know. I'm gonna guess there's a few. And also, last time I saw one on eBay, bro, I saw it for like $700. Like that. If I paid $12.99, because that's how much I paid when I got it. If I paid $12.99 for it, and then 2 years later, right? Because I think it was like maybe let's say 2 years to give it some time. And then I went and I saw it on Reverb on eBay for $600, I would be mad. So that's one of the key signs that, you know, gear isn't doing very well. So, I mean, if you're liking the Force, go for it, bro. Go for it. Okay. I had one of those retro editions a few weeks ago and returned it. Had an NPC Live a few years ago, and it's just not my jam. Definitely like the Machine better. They are both pretty much the same thing, though. Yeah, like I don't want to say I'm switching over because I do love my Machine, but I haven't used it in a really long time. Like, I don't know. I haven't really had like a spot to like, you know, do it properly. But I really like sampling on the Machine. I haven't really used this as a sampler yet. The looper, though, okay, actually, let me talk about this because this is like the main reason I got the Live. The looper on the Live is probably one of the best loopers I've used. My whole like Dawless journey search to like find the perfect looper that will integrate with the rest of my gear has been like eternal. I had the RC202. I tried the 4500, I think, or like the newer one, the 9600. And my whole thing is I need something that is going to give me a count-in and that is going to let me set the amount of bars, because like those are the two things that I work around. If they don't do that, then, you know, the RC202 was a really cool looper, but you don't have a count-in kind of, and you can't set the bars. So I need to be able to set the bars. On the Machine, the looping capabilities are way more advanced than this, because like you have 3 different styles of looping, like sound, pattern, and something else. And you can have it to where each loop is a specific like clip. So like you can export your clips and then activate them or whatever. You can do whatever with your clips. But the way that I use a looper is when I loop my guitar, my ukulele, or any instrument. And the Machine Plus the Machine Plus lacks a feature that is like so essential. Please, if you're listening, Native Instruments, do this because it's so necessary. You need to press the start button every time you want the loop. So like there's not really like an overdub function. Like I want to play and okay, my loop is over. Okay, now I'm going to do something else. My loop is over. Okay, now I'm doing something else. I don't want to play and then like, okay, I'm playing. Okay, it's over. All right, start. All right, start. Like that just kills the vibe when you're like looping. And the looper on this is dope. But again, on its own, it's not the greatest. As a looper, as a sampler, doing things to other sounds, that's kind of where it starts to shine a little more. I feel it's also easier to like tune things up and down on the machine. Sampling them on the machine is perfect. The expansion packs are better. But the song mode is what's killing me. Like you got the arranger. Like I don't even know what's on it. I haven't looked at it for so long. Trying to like remember what's on the panel of the machine. There's just so many ways and it's so confusing because then they added the clips. Then you got this. So like you have to do all these things just to get like a linear arrangement going on. Yeah. But this is a DAW. So like, you have to be okay with that. Like the MPC Live is a DAW. If you're trying to like get away from a DAW and have a more tactile experience, this is not going to be the machine for you. Because at the end of the day, it is a DAW. You're spending most of the time arranging things. Like I said, you have to feed it good things. It's not like your synthesizer setup where you have your hardware sequencer and a bunch of synths, and it's like that live tactile feel. But sometimes you need that. Sometimes you need a portable DAW, so. Okay, one other thing that I don't like, I'm going to mess more with this because I know I haven't really tried like the other output options. I feel like the sound coming out, like out of the speaker, it's great. The speaker sounds really good. But the sound coming out of the outputs is, I don't know. It always felt like, I haven't tried it on the 2. I'm referring to, I'm assuming they're all the same because even on the X, it just sounds weak. Like it doesn't sound like the 1000. Like that 1000, man. That 1000 sounds so good. Just like you don't have to do anything to it. It just sounds so like strong and fat. I always feel like the MPC Live feels weak. And if you watch MPC Head, he was doing like a studio tour the other day, and he was talking about how like he runs his MPC through the heat just to give it that extra oomph. So yeah, it's not a secret that doesn't sound the good, but neither does the machine. So like they both have like a weak digital sounding vibe. All right, so I made 2 beats on the plane. Let's look at the other one. Now that like I'm in the directory, now it brings me straight there. But yeah, I'm sure I'm doing it wrong, probably. But there should be an easy way to just be like, okay, load last project. I do feel like the machine definitely has that over this. Like the organized, everything's a little more organized, I feel. Okay, so load. Yes. And it's a big project. Okay, Somebody said, what is the screen like on the eyes? It's good. I mean, it has two options. You can do like daytime or nighttime. You don't really have like a, you know, like a little slider to choose the screen dimness, but you can choose like bright or dark. I have it on dark right now. Hasn't really been a problem. Like I said, you have to get past the screen. If you're not going to get past the screen, it's not going to work. Don't think you're going to get it and like be able to navigate it without touching the screen, because it's just not going to happen. All right, here we go. Another cool thing about it is that while it's playing, like let's say you want to do a variation of a sequence. While it's playing, you can erase like certain parts of the drums. You kind of can do that too on machine, but then you have to go and just do like, I don't know. I feel it's better here. It's just allows you to change your sequences up a bit more. Like on the machine, you have I don't know, like random where's the part where like you go in and events you go into events and you can set things up. I feel this one's a little more automatic. Wasn't the sound for that part. Maybe let's change it up. Let's see what we can do with that synth sound. Another cool thing that I like about the way that they've set up these buttons to an extent, because it could definitely be better. Like there's still a lot of updates that need to happen to these buttons to be able to navigate thoroughly, because like on the main menu, this first one controls the volume of your specific track that you're on. So like you just saw that I turned the volume down without having to get out of that screen. So the second button moves us to the beginning. Like it lets us navigate. I mean, the second knob lets us navigate through like the beginning of our sequence to the end of our sequence. The third knob is our metronome on and off. So that's convenient. And then I'm not sure what the fourth one does. I don't think it does anything. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, so that works on the main menu, and that makes sense for the main menu. But once you go to other menus, it doesn't make sense, but it's still the same. So like they need to put these knobs to work with all the other menus properly. Okay, someone in the comments just corrected me, so thank you. Long press Q link and the little menu will pop up, shows you the parameters being controlled. About my complaint about the knobs. So, like I said, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. If y'all expect me to know, no. I never claimed I knew what the hell I was doing. Never. So, yeah. Okay, so press Q link, and then, yeah, it shows us, like, the parameters, but can you change them? You can't. Can you, like, customize them? Let me know. Okay. Yeah, because I would like to, like, do different things. Let's see. Pad parameter. Pad scene. There's still so much to learn on this thing, guys. Not gonna front. Okay, but cool. Thank you for that. That was definitely informative. And then doesn't that like fade out so nicely? All right. So I don't know. Let's try to make a beat. I'm not sure how much time I have, but let's try to make a new beat. So we're gonna go to menu. And we're gonna go to, I'm assuming here. Nope. All right. Where's my? Okay. New. Do you want to save the changes? Save. I can't speak. Okay. Cool. All right. So we're gonna do an empty project, and we're gonna load up some drums. I haven't uploaded my drum samples on here because I've been straight slacking. So we're gonna just have to use one of the kits. I feel like the kits are very drum focused on the machine. You have a lot more like melodic sample chords on most of them here. They're very like clubby, like. That sounds nice. Oh, okay. Here's another thing that I don't like. I just press load. That should automatically load it on here, but no, I have to go to the menu, the main menu, and then choose my program. Am I doing that wrong? Let me know, because it just doesn't make sense, and it's not even there. So what happened? All right, I'm going back to browse, load. See? Okay, so it's not on here. There it is. Like that's extra stuff that I don't want to be dealing with. The thing with like devices to make music, we want technology to get out of the way, right? Like we don't want technology to be an issue, something that like steps. I just want to get my creations out as soon as possible without dealing with extra menus and stuff. Okay, so we got track 1, and then track 2. Another thing, write these down, guys. As soon as I switch to track 2, I would like to be on a different program because I don't want to be on my drum program anymore. It doesn't make any sense. So now I go to track 2, and then I have to make a new program. If not, it's going to mess with my first program. So, once you change it, then when you move back and forth, it goes there automatically. Okay, but still issue. All right. So we're going to, let's load up, let's see. Assign samples, browse. So many like menus. Really, it's one of the things that I wish was different. All right, I'm going to load my. I also if you scroll with 3 fingers, it scrolls faster, but all right, could be better. Load. See what you guys are talking about over here. Okay, after loading samples, you assign it to program and then choose your program. All right. It's loading. How are you guys? How has everyone been? I hope you're well. This weekend, or like yesterday, I don't even know what day it is. Someone recognized me for the first time on the street. I felt special. They're like, "Hey, don't you make YouTube videos?" Because there's not many of us nerd heads out there, so synth heads. It was nice. Okay, so now I loaded up my Shahi Baja sample pack, and again, it's not there. All right, so now I have to find it. And when I loaded that new project, it didn't save my full level setting that I had. So, just a heads up. I said we'd do some drums just to, oh, actually, we have the metronome, don't we? I thought we had the metronome. What happened? Can't hear my metronome for some reason. All right, well, let's see. Ah, there we go. Just gotta come up with something, right? One thing that I do like about the machine that I wish they would bring over here is that the setting bars, like on the machine, you press record and then you just jam. You jam however long you want, and then you stop recording and it automatically sets that amount of bars. So like that workflow works for me because like I'm going as like I'm just going as I go. I'm just trying to come up with it as I go. I'm not gonna think like, oh, I'm just gonna make this 2-bar loop real quick. No, like I just want to be able to freely do the length that I want and just have it set automatically. So it automatically, sets to whatever you have it set to, like you preset it to. So I have to go in and manually set my bars. Just little things that could be better. Here we go. I kind of went a little crazy at the end. Let me do that again. So we got that'll be our first part. Then we got, I like that. All right, here we go. You saw I didn't record properly on time. I'm not sure if I even have time correction on. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think that can be fixed. It's already at 100. Maybe that's what happened. Let me turn this down. Record it again. All right. We're going to sequence, erase, do it. Didn't work. All right, let me see what I do. Sequence, erase, do it. What did I erase? Oh, I'm on my bad. I'm on a different track. All right, here we go. There we go. All right, that's what we're doing. Here we go. I'm not sure if that was proper. Missed that first hit. Maybe it'll repeat at the end. Let's just try to do the hit on its own. Okay, you heard that last one. So we have to go into grid view. I mean, I'm sure there's another way to do it. Is there? I mean, who knows? Maybe they want you to work on this grid view. Have to go in. You know, this is like the annoying part. So you go in, delete touchscreen for everything. Let's see if that works. Okay. Yeah, it deleted my first one. Why? Questions, no answers. All right, let me do that first one. First kick. Oh, it deleted all my kicks. That's what happened. I'm like, why is this beat sounding weak? Yeah, you have to. I guess everything was highlighted for some reason. I do like the undo button. It's convenient. It's convenient whenever the hell it wants to be convenient. All right, I guess I gotta do my drums again. I'm not feeling this kit though. I mean, it's all right, but I don't know. Yeah, screw it. All right, here we go. Why isn't it giving me a count in? There we go. What the hell? Okay, the sequence was already there, as you saw. So erase, do it. Here we go. You heard it was blank before I started, so I don't know what the hell happened. Here we go. Why something is not on time. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. I think it's probably best to do our drums first. We'll go to track 2. I'm gonna clear this. Like, yeah, definitely not that. I don't know why this is so difficult. See, like, there's a lot of just to do like simple things to get, you know, erasing things, and it's just like a lot. You're gonna be on the screen a lot, so be ready if you're gonna make that investment. All right, now we got a decent, perfect-ish drum loop. All right, track 2. I'm gonna try to remember the sequence that we had. Oh, but hold on. Now I have to, since I made it 2 bars, that's the other thing. I think you should be able to do it, I don't know, different lengths. You should be able to. Okay, I'm going to double the length twice. All right. All right, here we go. What's happening? What the hell? Why am I getting 2 drums? What in the hell? I'm sorry, guys. All right, let's see what the hell's going on here. We got, maybe it was because I made it 2. I'm gonna just do a new sequence. How about that? Let's just do a new sequence. How are you guys? How are you? Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Shay. Thank you. All right. We got, let me see, where's this drum kit? Here we go. All right. Finally, bro. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, so that end is a little weak. We're gonna use the no repeat to add like a little extra flair. For some reason. Why isn't it working? Oh, okay. Good thing to know. If you have the no repeat, it wasn't working. Somehow it got deselected, like my timing. So I guess 0 means it doesn't work. All right. Let's see what works, right? Okay, so already you can't tell me that sounds fire. Just, we had a few technical difficulties at the beginning with the sequences. But look at that. And then we can build on it. So let's add some bass. I really do need to get that little Bluetooth keyboard though, because that's a vibe. All right, let me do 3. Yeah, so I'm having a lot of fun working with the clips. When I worked with the audio, yes, there's a lot that you can do like while recording the audio, but I feel like after they want you to transform it into a clip for some reason. So I feel like with the MIDI. So like you got the MIDI tracks and the audio tracks. They want you when you're done recording your audio tracks to transfer them into MIDI tracks. So yeah. All right. So now I'm on track 3. Again, I have to manually go in and get out of my Shahi Baja, or I'm gonna mess up everything that we just did. So all right. So we're here. Boom. We're going to go into the bass. There's a bass synth. Again, I don't understand why they're starting this like all the way at the bottom of the keyboard. It makes no freaking sense. So it should take me to middle C. A should be middle C, but not for bass. But this is just too low. That's a wild bass. All right, let's see. Yeah, these basses are kind of whack. Not gonna lie. Ugh. Where is there like a, just like a decent acoustic bass? Yikes. Yeah, we're gonna have a hard time finding a good bass, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. How is that even a bass? See, like very electronic-y vibes. It's not a bad thing if you're into that, But that's most of the sounds that you're gonna get out of it without loading your own samples. Yeah, it's just kind of whack. I think we're better off maybe using the electric and just getting a bass from there. Let's see. And now I can't hear anything. There we go. Ugh. Yeah. These sounds suck, bro. All right. What bass was I using for that other project? That's a good question. These basses are harsh, dude. Yeah. Onboard sounds for the MPC so trash, but that's why it's a sampler. Gotta fill it with your own magic. Yeah, I need to upload my samples. The only pack that I've uploaded was that Shahi Baja, but doesn't that sound great? Like those Shahi Baja samples are gorgeous. You can get them on DallasJammin.com. I just updated my site, so if you haven't checked it out already, check out DallasJammin.com. I just got some new merch that I posted. Support assistant. Yeah, yo, these basses are. We're just gonna have to start somewhere else and maybe add the bass later. Sometimes, you can't be like, okay, I'm gonna do my bass now. Like sometimes it doesn't work out. So we'll see what fits after we add some other things. Let's try the synth. Okay, so now because our Shahi Baja, is sampled from an instrument that is in a specific key, G, we're gonna have to find what notes are gonna go with our Shahi Baja. That's the default synth, and that's like, it sounds good, right? Like they made sure that the default synth was like the best one. Gotta find our scale. Hey! just have like the idea in my head, and then once you press record, it's always like, what were the pads? With keyboard, it's so much different, but with this, it's like, oh, which pads was I just pressing? Okay, so we had. You have to remember, if we press anything but those pads, we're going to be out of scale, so it's going to sound like poopy. All right, here we go. One thing that I noticed, remember how I said that when you're adding that program, that plus button doesn't work? It works better if, if the track is stopped, which kind of sucks because, what if I want to keep going? What if I don't want to stop my track? Again, I'm trying to add the damn program. For some reason, it's not working. Okay. No, and okay, somebody said that, yeah, I've seen some crazy sounds created from the MPC synth. Yes, it is capable, but the I don't know, the actual presets that are on here suck. And you can't deny that because clearly you heard it. I'm sure that if you go into tweaking, of course you can, program it to sound decent. So, you're just gonna have to put that time in if that's what you're gonna go with. But let's just see what else is on the tube synth. I think the tube synth is the best one. The bass synth is the one that's kind of whack. It's not very, I don't know. Well, the way I like my bass is just like very slappy and acousticy, not like that fat acid type bass. All right, let's add another instrument on here. See what we can do. Again, I have to stop it to add my other instrument. That's whack. That's definitely whack. Maybe there's something wrong with this part of the screen. I don't know. I think I'm just gonna add a bunch of programs to just like be ready. Y'all hear me pushing? That's hard. Yeah, I don't know. It's not responding for some reason. Okay. Oh, I guess the 5 is the maximum amount of plugins, but all right. It was still not responding for whatever reason. Let's try to add that bass now that we have like a better foundation, like a different foundation to this beat. Maybe those harsh basses won't sound that bad. All right. Ooh, not that. I feel like the right octave is like, I don't know, in a weird spot. There we go. Okay, so obviously that sounds like there's a lot going on. That is because, you know, we're stacking up. So now that we have all our tracks stacked up, now we can go in and build our sequence. So I'm going to copy the sequence, copy sequence. Another thing that I don't like, you know, yeah, just keep adding to the list. When I make a new sequence, it keeps, like, it lets you change the name of the sequence, but it automatically puts it, like, I'm trying to copy sequence 2 to sequence 3, but the name is still sequence 2. So, like, sequence 3 is going to be sequence 2, and so is sequence 2. That doesn't make any damn sense. So they need to figure out, like, a different naming, you know, thing, like, automatically, because that don't make no sense. Okay, so, all right, so I'm going to copy that sequence. I'm going to do it, let's do it 4 times. Sequence 4, do it. Copy sequence, sequence 5, do it. Okay. All right, so one of the good things is that it does automatically take us back to the sequence that we just made. So, you know, at least there's that. All right, so we got sequence 2. That's way too much on my first sequence. I don't want that. So we're going to mute our drums, whatever it is we just made. Let's see. Even that high stab. Again, I think. Okay, I think that's going to be a dope first sequence. So then our second sequence, we're going to go back and not everything just yet. We're going to go back to the mutes. I think maybe just the bass. And let me hear this first one again. Oops. I am getting like pretty quick with it though. So, you know, like once you get past all the setting up, and I mean, I wouldn't even call it setting up. I feel like once you get to where like you get comfortable with your workflow, with how you're setting things up, it's going to be very quick. And, you know, that's important to me. I like that. Do you guys hear that? I don't know if you can hear that, but it's this. So like, you know how like when you buy a speaker and like you use it a lot and then it just sounds like poo poo, like you start getting those like those fizzy type sounds. Or if something is too loud in like a, you know, in a specific frequency, like I just got some of that from it. This speaker is good. This speaker is really good. Like I'm definitely impressed with it. With the machine, I would use my little Bose speaker. So obviously if you're comparing it to like a Bose speaker, you know, it's not going to sound like as amazing, but it was still extra. Like I got to bring my speaker. I got to bring my aux to 1/4" cable. I got to do all these extra things. So like the immediacy of this, like look, I only have it plugged up right now because I don't want it to die. And the battery is actually really good, but I hadn't charged it since I got here. But yo, this, like, that's it. If it's loaded with good samples, if you have good stuff inside of it, this is vacationing right now. This is vacationing to the fullest. All right. I'm not sure about that bass. It is what it is. Maybe let's see what else we can. Oh, let's change the bass just to see. Not my like choice of, you know, instruments, but I can work with it. It's funky. I want to get better at using this effects thing because like I said, I only feel safe like using it in this right corner. I feel like everything else just is a little too wild. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, so you see like what it's capable of. I haven't even tried like the CV yet because I said I only got this like 2 weeks ago. Again, it's not mine for keeps, although I am definitely thinking about getting one because I'm having a lot of fun with this. I really wish, I know I like talk a lot of crap. I talk a lot of crap all the time. Just, y'all already know. But I know I talked a lot of crap about but it's necessary, yo. It's necessary to like point these things out because if not, then they're gonna think it's okay. Oh, hey, we sold a bunch. It did good. Nobody said anything. It's perfect. Let's move on to another project, another product. So it's important to keep it real. And like I said, with my other, this is the first time I've ever had an MPC live that has not crashed. So quality control. Yeah. But yeah. That's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm gonna stay in the comments for a little bit, chat it up, and yeah, stay fresh, guys. Gonna go see a UFC fight on Saturday. Watch somebody get knocked out. I'm excited. Yeah, so stay fresh, guys. Catch you in the next one.